Well, folks, what we witnessed today at the Santiago Bernabéu was nothing short of extraordinary. And honestly, should we even be surprised anymore? Real Madrid, the defending champions of Europe, have done it again. They've knocked out Manchester City with a scoreline of 3-1 on the night, 6-3 on aggregate. And I've got to tell you, the scoreline doesn't even tell half the story. You know what's absolutely baffling about Madrid? Their ability to make everyone think they're past their prime, that they're not quite what they used to be, and then bam, they pull off performances like this. It's like they feed off being underestimated. And today, they didn't just win, they made a statement. They showed exactly why they're the reigning champions and why betting against them in this competition is always a dangerous game. Let's talk about the man of the hour, Kylian Mbappé. What a night for the Frenchman. A hat trick against Manchester City in a Champions League knockout game. You couldn't write a better script if you tried. And these weren't just tap-ins, folks. Each goal was a masterpiece in its own right. That second goal, the way he cooked Vardiol, pure artistry. This is exactly why Madrid brought him in, and tonight he proved the wait for him was worth it. When you can add a player of his caliber to an already championship-winning side, well, that's just scary for everyone else. But here's the thing that's keeping me up at night, City's approach to this game. You're coming to the Bernabeu, and what happens? You concede in the fourth minute. The fourth minute. I mean, seriously, if you were writing a how not to play at the Bernabeu manual, that would be chapter 1. The moment that ball hit the back of the net, you could feel the energy shift. City's body language changed. And you knew. You just knew. They were in trouble. And let's talk about Pep's pre-match comments for a second. Coming out and saying you've got a 1% chance of getting a result at the Bernabeu? I get what he was trying to do, trying to take the pressure off his team. But man, that's not the mentality you want your players to have. It's like they were beaten before they even stepped onto the pitch. You can't come to this stadium against this team with that mindset. The Bernabeu smells fear, and once it does, it's already too late. The absence of Erling Haaland tonight was massive for City. Would he have made a difference? Maybe. Maybe not. But at least they would have had that focal point up front, that physical presence to worry the Madrid defense. Though if I'm being honest, the way City were playing tonight, even if Haaland was there, I doubt he would have gotten the service he needed. This wasn't the City we've come to know. The precise passing, the fluid movement, the relentless pressing, all of it was missing. It was like watching a completely different team. Speaking of not being the same, what's happened to Bernardo Silva? The drop-off in his performance from last season to now is staggering. This was a player City could always depend on in big games, but tonight, he was almost unrecognizable. It's like watching a completely different player. The creativity, the energy, the ability to find space, all the qualities that made him such a crucial player for City seem to have deserted him. Now, there's some concerning news for Madrid. Jude Bellingham will be out for the next 3 games, including 2 in La Liga and the first leg of their next Champions League match. That's going to be a massive test for Ancelotti, figuring out how to plug that gap. But if there's one thing we know about this Madrid team, it's their depth and their ability to find solutions. And isn't that what makes them special? Their ability to overcome any obstacle, to find ways to win, even when key players are missing. Let's take a moment to appreciate Federico Valverde at right back tonight. With Lucas Vazquez having a rough season, Ancelotti made the bold call to put Valverde there in the past few games, and my word, has it paid off. Today, he looked like he'd been playing that position his entire career. The defensive effort he put in tonight was phenomenal. If Madrid kept a clean sheet, a large part of that credit would have gone to him. This is what makes great managers, the ability to see possibilities where others see problems. And how about young Asensio? Playing like Sergio Ramos out there tonight. The composure, the positioning, the timing of his challenges. Everything was spot on. When you see young players stepping up like this in big games, it tells you everything you need to know about the mentality at this club. It's not just about having talented players. It's about having players who understand what it means to wear that white shirt. Although that being said, I don't like what he is doing with Endrick and Arda Güler. Antonio Rudiger deserves a mention too. He had a solid game at the back, and when Madrid get their defense right, which means keeping Lucas Vazquez on the bench, let's be honest, they look like a completely different team. The potential of this squad is scary. And what's even scarier, they're just starting to hit their stride. Looking ahead to Friday's draw, Madrid will face either Atletico Madrid or Bayer Leverkusen. Neither of those will be easy matches. But at this point, does anyone want to face this Madrid team? When they're clicking like this, when their superstars are firing on all cylinders, they're nearly impossible to beat. And both potential opponents bring their own unique challenges. If it's Atletico, we're looking at another Madrid derby in the Champions League, and we all know how intense those can be. The history, the rivalry, the familiarity between the teams, it adds an extra layer of complexity to an already high-stakes situation. And if it's Leverkusen, well, they're having an incredible season under Xabi Alonso, playing some of the most attractive and effective football in Europe. Either way, we're in for a treat. What makes this Madrid team particularly dangerous is their mix of experience and youth, of technical brilliance and physical prowess. If they can find a way to make all these elements gel together consistently, and it looks like they're figuring it out at just the right time, they could be on the verge of something special. It's all coming together at exactly the right moment. City, on the other hand, have some serious soul-searching to do. This wasn't just a defeat, it was a comprehensive outplaying. The passing wasn't there, the movement was static, the decision-making was questionable. It was like watching a team that had forgotten everything that made them great. But maybe that's what the Bernabéu does to you. Maybe that's what this Madrid team does to you. They make you doubt yourself. They make you second-guess your decisions, and before you know it, you're 3 goals down and wondering what hit you. But nah, City are having a stinker of a season. They should just forget about this season and come back next season ready to dominate. The way Madrid are peaking at the right time is no coincidence either. They've slowly but surely turned their season around, and now, when the games matter most, they're hitting their stride. That's not luck. That's experience. That's knowing exactly what it takes to win this competition. That's the DNA of a club that has made the Champions League their own personal playground. And let's be honest, they've played worse and still defended their European crown. That's what makes them so dangerous. They don't need to dominate every game. They don't need to have 70% possession. They don't need to play beautiful football for 90 minutes. They just need moments. And they have players who can create those moments out of nothing. In Mbappé, they now have someone who can turn a half chance into a goal, who can break open even the tightest of defenses with a moment of individual brilliance. The scariest part? This might not even be their final form. With players still adapting, with tactical tweaks still being made, with young talents still developing, this Madrid team could get even better. And for the rest of Europe, that's a terrifying thought. The defending champions aren't just defending their crown, they're enhancing their legacy, game by game, goal by goal. This is why the Champions League is special, folks. This is why we love this competition. On any given night, at any given stadium, magic can happen. And tonight, at the Santiago Bernabéu, we witnessed another chapter in Real Madrid's love affair with this tournament. The defending champions have reminded everyone why they wear that crown, and they're not looking like they're ready to give it up anytime soon. For City, it's back to the drawing board. For Madrid, it's onwards and upwards. Another step closer to what could be yet another magical European night. Another reminder that in the Champions League, Real Madrid isn't just a team, they're an unstoppable force of nature. This has been Across the Pitch. Over and out.